Secureworks say they're in the business of securing human progress. From education systems to NGOs, manufacturing to media organizations. Across 75 different countries, Secureworks systems are deployed to protect data and repel hostile hacking attempts. I'm Andrew Wilson and I'm in Davos to talk to CTO Mike Aiello about the growing threat to our data and our operations. Mike, great to see you. Thanks very much indeed for joining us.
It's great to be here.
First of all, tell us a bit about Secureworks. I mean, the kind of security you provide, what kind of clients you cater for. You've clearly got a global footprint.
That's right. We're a global cybersecurity organization. We serve more than 4,000 customers in over 75 different countries. We deliver security from the cloud through our products and our platform. And we also offer an incident response capability. So if there's a compromise or there's a breach that occurs, we have a team that can come in and help. And the way our systems work is that we bring together lots of threat data and we help those organizations filter out the signal from the noise. We try to help organizations that are highly targeted. So we're helping organizations from utility companies, power plants, financial services, manufacturers, governments, and non-governments. And at the end of the day, we like to think about what we do is build trust in these organizations and so that they can build trust with their stakeholders. And that helps us fulfill our mission, which is to secure human progress.
What level is the threat at the moment? What kind of risks do these organizations, small and large, what do they face?
You know, the threat landscape breaks into two different groups depending on what type of organization you are. We have state-sponsored threat actors, and then we have cybercrime gangs. Let's start with the cybercrime gangs. What they tend to do are smash and grab attacks. So they have small teams that get together, they organize themselves, and they compromise as many pieces of internet infrastructure as they can, and they try to monetize that. So these teams they get sophisticated over time. They'll end up with their own finance team, their own operational team, their own human resources team, and they'll attack an asset on the internet. That asset might be a server in your environment. They will deploy ransomware as fast as they can, or they'll perform blackmail given the information that's in the environment. Some statistics about this, because it's the most common one we face. 94% of the activity that we engaged with from an incident response point of view was against these cybercriminal organizations. The amount of time that they take in the last year to deploy ransomware, to deploy their activities, has gone down significantly from hours down about 90 minutes. And we track today with what we call our counter threat unit, more than 175 of these organizations. Now, because of some of the work we do and some of our customers and who their stakeholders are, they face nation-state sponsored attackers. So that's a different threat category, it's a different group. And those attackers do things like gain access to the systems, gain multiple points of access to the systems, and then do nothing for a long period of time. Their game and their mission is really about information exfiltration, espionage, and moving forward a political agenda or trying to change the geopolitical landscape. You know, we've seen attacks against many organizations from state-sponsored actors in 2022, including manufacturing companies, law firms, governments, NGOs. And these organizations are critical for the functioning of our society, and every time they're attacked, it sort of shakes what we believe in as a society, and that's why it's important for us here at Secureworks to be successful in our mission.
You talked about counter-threat, you talked about cloud systems. How do your systems operate?
That's right. So our systems consume data from hundreds of different security products that our customers may have deployed. We take that in and we consume more than 550 billion events across our customer base. And the outcome of that is that we're able to filter the signal from the noise for our customers. Our technology tends to help customers with two problems that they have. The first problem is they can't hire security professionals. And the second problem is they get too many false positives, they get too many alerts that aren't real. And whenever an alert comes through that seems critical but isn't, the bad guys' lives get a little bit easier because they're creating more noise for these small security teams that we work with. We've invested deeply in our technology, and the way we put our technology together is we paired up machine learning experts with data scientists alongside people who've worked in security operations centers for years and years and years. When that group gets together, they're able to bring together the different pieces of telemetry, use the algorithms in a way to find information across telemetry sources, across different security products that our customers may use. That approach is called extended detection and response. We couple what we've built in our technology alongside the people that we have in our incident response teams, and we get a comprehensive solution for our customers. And we're proud of the people in our incident response teams. They've been doing it for many years. We also pair them up with penetration testers, offensive security researchers, other people in security operations centers, and that diverse group of people assembled is able to take on pretty much any incident response activity. And this would be uneconomical for an organization to put together. And look, at the end of the day, what we've built in our business lines up with our business model and what we hope our customer wants, which is better security that performs with your existing security team without having to scale it, and ultimately delivering a very high ROI in your security investments.
You mentioned the human side of the perpetrators earlier on. There's also, of course, a human side and a human cost to people who get attacked by cyber criminals.
That's right. You know, data theft, exfiltrating money, these are serious attacks, but some of the NGOs that we work with face a different set of attacks. So if you're up against a nation-state attacker, they're not out to steal money from your organization. In some cases, they're attempting to compromise individuals or stakeholders that are working with NGOs and these types of organizations. And if those individuals get compromised in highly restrictive regimes, there could be very serious consequences. Typically, when situations like that occur, they're not discussed, they don't come out in the press. We've worked with an organization in the last year, Amnesty International Canada, and what that organization did is they made a decision to come out and work with us on an attribution for a threat actor that they interacted with, which we believe was, or there are indications that it was the Chinese nation state or nation-state sponsored actor. Attribution in security is hard. We believe that this was attributed to that threat actor for 3 reasons. One, because the threat groups that we track, the actor exhibited similar activities, they used similar resources, they performed their attack in similar ways to other threat actors that we track in our systems. 2, the nature of what Amnesty International Canada does, what their job is of interest to the Chinese state. And 3, the approach to the attack and the method of attack and the outcome of the attack to the organization was consistent with a state-sponsored attacker. So there was no attempt at ransomware, there was no attempt to monetize, it was simply information exfiltration attempts to take down the system. And look, if these NGOs aren't able to trust their computer systems, they're not going to be able to achieve their mission, and that's why it's so important for us to be able to help them.
I mean, all these perpetrators are going to work every day, as you described. You're going to work every day as well. This is your area of expertise. There's a lot of responsibility on your shoulders. How confident are you as you go about your work that you're keeping up, that you're on top of your game?
You know, the challenge seems daunting, and I hear a lot about, you know, cybersecurity being an unsolvable problem. The reality, as we've at Secureworks performed more than 3,000 investigations and adversarial attacks, is we know what compromises work and how people are being compromised. The top 3 ways compromises occurred in the last year were simple things. You had servers exposed to the internet that weren't patched. You had compromised credentials that were known to the dark web, were known to the internet, or credentials that were brute force attacked. And third, you had off-the-shelf ransomware, malware, and viruses that impacted your systems. These are not complicated attacks that the threat actors are performing. You know, you think about the long-term game here in cybersecurity, and really it's a war of attrition. It's a resource exhaustion game. So on the defender side, you've got small teams doing the best they possibly can against consistent ongoing attacks. And on the attacker side, you're trying to maximize return on risky activity. So if, as defenders, we can make it non-economical for attackers to do their job, we win. And what that takes is adding more defenses on the defender side, and these basic hygiene components really move away. We've seen small security teams really increase their hygiene by adding simple security to their stack. And then as a society, if we can work together to raise the level of consequence that attackers face when they perform these hacks, their calculus, their economics at the end of the day become worse and worse and worse, and maybe they move on, and that's how the good guys win.
Mike, thanks very much. Pleasure talking to you.
It's great to speak with you today here at Davos.